Boy Swift Tunes, wknz power101.org. Tone Black Production, man. We in the building fixing to keep it way live, man. Seattle stand up.
Yo, this is man Tone Black, wknz, here with my guy Swift Tunes. You know what it is. Emeralds Magazine in the building. You know how we do it, man.
All the way live. And don't worry about what's in the cup. It's your boy Swift Tunes here at wknz power101.org. I got RC in the building, the Trackaholic. We got Gangsta Nut on his way. Peg will be joining us shortly. So the topic we want to go over tonight is the current state of hip-hop throughout Washington State. The phone lines are blowing up already. But what we're looking for is pretty much an answer to this dilemma. We haven't had an artist reach the masses since Sir Mix-a-Lot. So what we're going to do this evening is put our heads together and determine exactly why. Now, Gangsta Nut is walking in the building. So we're just waiting for a few more to join us here. It's going to be an educated discussion with the colloquium. You can look that up. That's a group of educated scholars. But we're going to put it together, man, and we're going to have an answer for you, Washington. So hopefully everybody's listening, everybody that can put their 2 cents in, 5 cents, or whatever the case may be. We're not looking for more problems, we're looking for solutions. So don't give us problems if you don't have a solution for us or something that might help the situation. That's not what we're looking for. We're going to roll into a couple songs, and when I come back to you, we'll have everybody on the platform. Stay tuned.
See the Trackaholic, Who's Ranking Radio, Sideways Productions. You know what I'm saying? Got beats, DJ, doing my thing. You get at your boy. Twitter, RC Sideways, RCCIDEWAYZ. Facebook, Brian Crew, sideways.com. Check out my discography. Got a blog, sideways.com. Yeah, get out your boy. Much respect. That's your life size.
That nigga kind of look like I do.
That's me. You might as well go ahead and kiss it. That's what you want to do.
This is the tightest cover I've ever seen, you know what I mean? Because when you put something together, you gotta have eye candy. Eye candy is extremely important, you know? The ladies want to have something nice to look at, you know what I mean? So that's why we went this route, and we chose somebody model a little bit, you know, got a little model experience, you know what I mean? And he just puts it together, a well put together individual. So, you know, this is definitely gonna sell. You know, the content is there, but the appearance is everything. Swift Tunes, Emeralds Magazine. I'm gonna take a couple minutes out and just have you pretty much give us your background so they know who we have on the forum this evening to discuss these local politics.
Well, my name is RC, the Trackaholic. Been in the game for a while. I got sideways.com, Sideways Productions. Been DJing for a little bit, you know, just trying to stay in the game, stay relevant. Anybody pretty much who raps in Seattle, you name it, I probably work with them.
Most definitely. RC has been called the equivalent of the Northwest Dr. Dre. And I've heard a lot of his material, and it's second to none. So we're definitely excited to have you on the panel with us this evening. RC, give me 5 artists that come to mind when we say hip-hop in Washington State.
Hip-hop in Washington State?
Yeah.
Just 5?
Just throw 5 out there that come to mind.
Significant. Emerald Street Boys, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Macklemore, DL, and the whole DMS crew. Swift Tunes.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm on my way. That's good company to be in. It's definitely good company to be in.
All day.
Out of those people, though, Macklemore, I know he's pretty much on his way to reaching the masses. Sir Mix-a-Lot definitely reached them. And DMS, I mean, when you talk local hip-hop, you have to talk DMS. Right. Hopefully they'll get back together soon and give us some more of those hits that we enjoyed.
I'm actually working on it.
You working on it?
Yeah. I'm working on trying to get them cats back together.
Most definitely. Yeah. With those names out there, what do you think prevented them, other than Sir Mix-a-Lot and Macklemore, from being able to reach the masses? What was holding them back?
Who are you talking specifically?
Let's talk about DMS.
Well, I mean, with DMS, I think they got, in a nutshell, I hate to, you know, these are like, they're my guys, and I don't want to put them in any kind of negative light, but if I would let them tell it and tell it the way they told it to me, they got a little too much too fast, and they might not have signed the best deal. You know, everybody knew that the music was hot. You know what I'm saying? It was all over, but they might have got a little, you know, the S end of the stick, so to speak. You know.
Most definitely. And I was a young lad during that movement, when that movement was extremely strong.
Right, 1994.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, if you talk local hip hop, you talk DMS, extremely popular in '94 and throughout the '90s. What do you think the difference is today with the following not being as strong? And again, I don't mean like the Macklemores or the Shamixalans. I mean the youngsters that are coming up and trying to establish themselves or get their foots in the door, their feet in the door. What do you think the difference is as far as the support? What's preventing the support from taking part like we did back in '94?
The lack of, what's the word? I want to say organicism, like the way that the support and the buzz comes about. It's just different now. You got so much more research you can do, and so much more ways to get on. Of course, online, of course, you know. But like back then, it was like, I mean, if you heard about somebody, then it was significant that they was doing something, because you didn't have the internet. You know what I'm saying? You might, you know, you got a poster on a pole. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some radio play. And so by the time they get through all that, if it gets to you, then it's a big deal. Now, you know, I mean, you can make a video in your bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And put it on Facebook, and you know, you're on to 10,000 people, and it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, most definitely. I've seen a lot of videos what had high costs previously or extremely low cost now because of the emergence of technology.
Right.
So you have, I mean, it pretty much saturated the market, which is definitely not what I'm sure the pioneers intended to happen.
Right.
As far as the local movement, and when we're talking about youngsters, I know that you had your hand in on the first round draft picks.
Right.
If you had to pick one of those artists or one of those groups that you think could appeal to the masses, who would you choose?
Off of that, so just for anybody who doesn't know who's on that album, is Bad Company Gang. I got Young Fast, I got Yellow Minds, there's 6 people, it's an EP. I had Deranged Pit, Peter Tosh, and there's one more. Who would that be? SK, Sport Life. As far as appealing to the masses, if I had to throw a song out off of that EP, which I kind of attempted to do, but I didn't really get too far into it, it would have been Peter Tosh. Because I didn't really know him at all. I threw him the beat one day. He had that song done the next day, and then he gave me plenty to work with. I mean, I didn't get a chance. I didn't even talk to him on the phone. I mean, as far as all around artistry, he had me right there. And then the song that he made, after listening to all the music that he made before, because I'd never heard it, DJ Peg sent him the beat. After I heard what he was actually into and how much he had stepped out of what he was really doing and did what he had to do for me, that gained respect. Then we had a release party, and he totally rocked the crowd. You know, not a lot of people knew who he was, and it was like everybody knew him, and he made it that way. So if I would have to say off that EP, and not to put any of the rest of them down, but the shiner right now, because of the song and the artistry, would be Peter Tosh. You know what I mean? Close second and third and fourth and fifth. I mean, all that DP, you know what I'm saying? SK, of course. You know what I mean? We picked those guys for a reason. It was like the best of the best anyway.
Most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely. And what I got out of that was work ethic. That work ethic.
Work ethic, yeah.
If the ethic isn't there, the material is going to be subpar. And that was definitely a quality project. So, you know, there was a lot of individuals that put their heart and soul in that project, as well as the full circle. So I mean, you definitely have a way of picking them.
Yeah, we definitely handpick them and try to get the best out of them. Most definitely.
As far back to Washington and the movement back in '94, what do you think we need to do as a whole, as a community, in order to reestablish that type of movement?
Reestablish?
Yeah, reestablish. Because right now, I mean, there's a couple individuals out that are making some noise, but I can honestly say I don't see anyone that has a following like DMS had back in '94.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, it's been said and read and written that Mac Lamore would be like that next person, or Blue Scholars, Carlton Market, you know, those guys. I didn't really heard any of their music because I just been reading and just kind of following them around. So how do we get back to a movement like DMS?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna take some support. I'm not saying that there's not any support here in Seattle. There's a lot more going on. It's a lot harder to get to every single show. Wednesday nights, Thursday night, Monday nights, you know, it's rough. So, you know, and there's people out here really trying to support everything, but I think the saturation has got, you know, the whole hip hop community kind of spread out.
Yeah.
So, you know, every once in a while you get a good show and everybody and mama's there, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's everybody over here and mama's over there.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, you know, maybe if some of the promoters get together and schedule these things maybe a little bit better, because right now it's just like, let's do it, get some money, you know.
Yeah.
Try to make a quick $50. But the saturation's got everybody kind of spread out. But everybody, you know, I see people trying to support for the most part.
Yeah, and I agree. There's definitely a large part that the promoters have to play in helping us reach that next level. If you're going to put together a show, you want to be able to have artists that appeal to everybody.
Right.
Don't just reach one crowd, and I would think that that's what would be done from a business standpoint, because you want to bring in the masses.
Right.
But if you bring in certain sounds and that's the only crowd that you're trying to reach, or you're reaching, you're leaving a lot of money out there.
Yeah.
I've even talked to a few other artists and some DJs about putting together a team where we work as a conglomerate and put on our own shows.
Yeah.
That way we know that the talent will be there to kind of help assist in gaining that following that Seattle had back then.
What do you mean by that?
By the artists and the producers and the DJs, meaning they come together and they actually promote shows, rent out a venue, put our heads together, figure out who we're going to have perform at the venue, and pretty much from there bring the crowd in.
Right, and then I mean, you know, there's not a lot of money flying around and all that kind of stuff, but we're gonna have to get some money through this thing too.
Yeah,
because the more money that's being considered, the more important it becomes, and the more serious they're gonna take it. I mean, you don't have to take a show seriously if you're just going there to, you know, do 3 songs and get loaded.
Yeah, that's
you know.
true.
But if you're gonna get paid, and if you do mess it up or something like that, and then you won't get paid again, then take it more seriously. I mean, you know, I know everybody doesn't have a lot of money, but they're gonna have to start paying some people around here.
Yeah, I think it was you that said the best way to show appreciation for one's craft is to actually pay them for their services.
Right, and that actually came from Peg, which came from his dad.
Yeah, shout out to DJ Peg and his pop for giving us that one, man. Because I'm gonna use that the next time they try to lowball me on the show.
That's the truth. That's if they appreciate you.
Most definitely
will.